Almost 10 years ago, I traveled to an Asian country with my cousin. We stayed in a massive penthouse suite in a luxury hotel we couldn't afford. Backstory: a family friend had booked the trip with his family. For some reason, he couldn't go. The hotel dates couldn't be moved, and he didn't want the booking to go to waste. I overheard a conversation and I casually said, I can go because I love traveling. So he agreed. The booking was transferred to my name. Just like that, my cousin and I found ourselves in this insane penthouse in Bali. But because we were students who had flown in from London, we were in survival mode. I told my cousin, please don't touch anything. Don't touch the minibar. Don't touch anything. We cannot afford this hotel. So we ate outside like the locals. We lived on complimentary breakfast in the suite because it was a massive spread every morning. Guys, we were saving bread from breakfast and eating with Coke during the day. You know, discipline. The funny thing is, at check-in, they told us the room came with points. I didn't pay attention. I didn't know what that meant, you know. But fast forward our last night in the hotel, we decided to eat at the hotel restaurant, you know, just that one time. We said to ourselves, how bad can it really be, like, to eat once there, right? But when the bill came, the waiter said, oh, you don't need to pay, you have points. And I asked, what points? He explained that every day in the penthouse suite came with points that you could use for restaurant foods, room service, car rides, even massages. They just wouldn't give us cash. And we had thousands of points because it was an expensive booking. The dinner we were stressing over, it barely touched what we had access to. So what did these two Igbo women do? We started from the beginning. We ordered starters, mains, desserts. We started, you know, the table was full. The waiter said, you still have so much. But we were full. We went to bed. The next day at checkout, the hotel staff said, you still have points. What do you want to do with them? I didn't know. So they asked us to order food for the road because we were checking out and going to like a different hotel in a different area. So we ordered more food, more drinks. At some point, we got tired of choosing from the menu. When the food and the drinks came out, it was like we were planning a party. I still have a picture. And they said to us, you still have much more. Omo, at this point, like, what do you guys want me to do? Rob you guys? At that point, the points had to waste, right? But I also couldn't believe that we spent the week living like paupers in a penthouse suite, not knowing that we didn't have to. As I walked out of that hotel carrying all that load, I heard it so clearly in my spirit. Imagine being blessed and not knowing it. That moment changed me because that's how I was living my life as a Christian. That's how many people live their Christian lives. Saved but unaware, blessed but living like paupers. Not because God hasn't given enough, but because we don't understand what has already been given. You see, salvation is not just a ticket to heaven. It's not just forgiveness of sins. It's a full inheritance. It's a complete package. It's identity, it's authority, it is access, right? But when you don't know who you are in Christ, you will keep living beneath what has already been paid for. You pray from a place of lack instead of relationship. You beg for things that were already included. You will live cautiously, afraid to touch what grace has already made available. I mean, how would you know your royalty if you don't know the King is your Father? And guess what? If you don't know who he is, you wouldn't know what his name carries. If you don't know what his name carries, you wouldn't know what you're entitled to. Our time here is too short to live small, to live unaware. It's too short to keep surviving when we've been called to live from abundance. God has already made provision, but access requires revelation. It requires understanding. And that's a lesson that stayed with me from all this. Access is useless if you don't know you have it. So don't leave blessings on the table. There is much more. Know who you are. Learn whose you are. Live from that place. My pastor said the revelation of the Father is the currency of the believer. That is our spending power. Think about that.